Welcome to the Daily D Recipes, and today we're making Hasselback potatoes. So what you need baking potatoes, 4, 6, whatever you need. Those are the ones I prefer. And you need some olive oil. No amount, it's just enough to coat the potatoes with. Some salt. You can just use regular salt. I'm using the pink Himalayan salt. And then you can add a variety, and some garlic. But then you can add a variety of things. If you don't have like the minced California garlic, you can just use garlic powder, a little bit of both. You can add a little onion, a little thyme, a little rosemary, or herb sea salt. If you don't care for these, leave those out. Put something else in. It's whatever flavors you like, and we'll be back with the first step. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is, if they come wrapped in foil, unwrap them, scrub them well so they don't have any dirt or anything on them. And then you're going to choose an upside and then just cut the bottom off of it so that it lays flat. You don't want them rolling over or wiggling around when they're in the oven. So on to our next step. So next we're going to have to cut them. So you're going to I take 2 spoons and I put them here. This is just so that I can cut down and know that I'm not going to cut through to the bottom, because you want the bottom intact. And you're going to cut them. It's hard to see, but see, there may be about an eighth of an inch thick, and just really thin slices. Well, see, that one on camera I messed up. That's okay. But you're just going to cut them really thin all the way to the end, and all of your potatoes, and we'll see you back. So now that these are all cut, I've put them on the roasting pan. I've got a brush and some olive oil, and I am going to be coating the entire potato with the olive oil. Oh, I also have my oven set at 450. You just want to make sure it's over the entire thing. And you don't need a lot. I put a lot more in this bowl than I really needed. Kind of overkill, so I don't have to stop in the middle of a video to get some more. And then I'm just going to put some salt over this. Now you can use regular salt, or you can use the Himalayan salt, and then you're just going to pick it up and make sure it goes all over the potato, including the bottom. You want to make sure the oil and the salt just get all rubbed into the potato, because this just isn't about making the outside taste good. This is about making the inside taste scrumptious. Okay, now we're going to put this in an oven for 450 minutes, at 450 for approximately 15 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're going to put in about a cup of butter. This is just what I had left in a package. It might be a little more, but a cup of butter should be enough. And you're going to heat this not on really high heat. You're just going to let it melt down. So I've only got this on about medium. And we're going to continue just moving it around and letting it melt until it's done. So the butter is all melted. Now I'm going to, oh, it's all of a sudden started to get really hot. So I'm just going to stir it down a little bit. So one of the things you're going to do now is add your spices. So I am going to use about a tablespoon of the garlic, mainly because we're huge garlic lovers. So okay, you're going to have to add some kind of salt. I put away my kind of like the coarser grain salt, and I've just got regular fine ground Himalayan salt. Okay, that beep was going off. I started this at 15 minutes, and it's taken me 5 minutes to do this. So this is just letting me know that the potatoes are ready for the next step. So I've got my salt in here. I'm still going to add a wee bit of garlic salt, and the reason being is I want the liquid to get right down into the potatoes and carry that garlic flavor. This is herbed sea salt. You don't need to put anything like this in it, but I like giving it a shake because it's got different herbs and veggies into it. And I'm just putting a wee bit. Now, the total of the rosemary and the thyme, if you're putting it in, is maybe a teaspoon total. So there's not that much at all that you're putting in. We're just going to mix that. And I'm just going to finish off with just a wee bit of onion powder. Gotta make sure I get all the herbs off the spoon. And I'm just going to cook this on low for 5 minutes, and I'm going to go get my potatoes. So our potatoes that were in about 20 minutes or so, we are now going to just take this lovely buttery concoction, and I just kind of whisk it around. Eventually these little areas will splay apart. So I just kind of try to move them open a little bit while I'm putting this on. You want to make sure it's down the sides. Nice generous coat. Now these are perfect instead of baked potatoes. If you're having a barbecue or inviting people over and you want to have baked potatoes, these are an amazing alternative because you don't need to worry about having the butter and sour cream and chives or whatever you want to put on your baked potatoes all there. These are just served as is, and they're plenty buttery and flavorful without it. So we're going to put these back in the oven for another 15 minutes, and we'll see you then. So our potatoes were in another 15 minutes, so far it's a total of 35 minutes. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take just a butter knife, and I'm going to just go through and try and separate the slices a little bit. And when you do this, you're going to be thankful you used the spoon so you didn't cut them all the way through. Okay, now some people say you can use a spatula and put it and kind of put it underneath in the middle, and it'll fan out, but mine don't always do that. So once I fan them out a good bit and just move them around to fan them out, I go back in with more of the butter and spice mixture, and you want to make sure and try and get it down there. And we're just going to go through and do the other 3 potatoes. So all 4 of them are done now. Make sure you fan them out nicely, and make sure it's not just the butter you put on, but some of the herbs that tend to sit near the bottom of the pan. And we're going to put these back in for another 15 minutes. Okay, they've now been in the oven for 50 minutes, so they're almost done. So I'm just taking 2 knives and separating everything again. And I'm going to put one final coat on them, and then we're going to put them back in the oven for 10 minutes, and then they'll be ready to serve, and we'll be back. So this is done. If you look inside, some of the garlic and things like that have seeped in. Give it a try. These taste absolutely amazing, and they're a little bit different than baked potato. They look a little bit fancier. Tons of flavor, and you can change up the flavor according to your taste and spices. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and be sure to check out our recipes playlist for all of our recipes. Thank you for watching.